I keep this story in my back pocket whenever life doesn't go exactly the way I want it to go. The story is taking place in a town where there's a young monk who is very sincere, dedicated, respected, appreciated by the society. And near his house, there was a family with a teenage daughter. Teenage daughter had this romantic affair with the farmer's son nearby, and she became pregnant. And to hide the identity of the father, because she was afraid of her parents, she told the parents that it was the monk who actually got her pregnant. The parents then stormed into the young monk's house and said, "You! How could you get our daughter pregnant?" He said, "Is that so?" Then the parents said, "You of all people, you got our daughter pregnant?" The monk said, "Oh, is that so? So because you got her pregnant, you're going to have to look after the child when the child is born." The monk says, "Is that so?" Sure enough, about 9 months or so later, when the child is born, they leave the child in the monk's doorstep. By now, the monk's reputation had completely tarnished through society. The monk took the child in as his own and loved the child deeply, cared for it, feeding, clothing, nurturing. Time goes by. Finally, 2 years later, the teenage girl now matures and becomes more confident and tells her parents, "No, it was actually the farmer's son who got me pregnant, and I love him, I want to marry him, etc., etc." So now the parents come back to the monk's house quite sheepish, and they tell the monk, "Actually, it wasn't you who got our daughter pregnant." And the monk replies, "Ah, is that so? It was the farmer's son nearby who got our daughter pregnant." "Ah, is that so? Because you're not the father of the child, we'll now be taking the child back." The monk said, "Ah, is that so?" and gave the child back and went back to being a monk. I really like the story because when life doesn't go exactly the way I want it to go, the story reminds me to just keep doing what I'm meant to be doing. The rest is just noise. I hope this story helps you as much as it helps me. Much love.